Oga, what's up,
Ooga!
everybody?
Oops, sorry.
Channeling our inner entourage, our inner Johnny Drama, on the last episode of the year of We Stomped You Out. Well, Keith, I'm waiting for you to be technical. Really, is this the last episode of the whole year? It's 2022 all year.
Oh,
Not gonna.
there'll be a season this year. Da-dum-dum.
Yeah, there'll definitely be a football season this year. But anyway, I am Steve, joined by Timmy to my left. What's
Yo,
up, my friend?
I'm looking forward to the end of this show, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking and anger inducing.
Just rough, man. And then Keith, right down
Holla.
there, my really good buddy, my good friend, my pal, my amigo,
Ooga!
Keith Laris. What's going on, my friend?
Victory! List.
Victory list. I have some. Just gasoline to pour in the fire for a couple of stats here and there.
All right.
For a
How
little bit
about a
later
blue
in,
flame
later in the
out your
show.
asshole with a lighter, too? Let's go.
Gonna be great. We should do that. Do that live. Do it.
I got a guy I know.
Got a
His
guy.
name is Pete, and he worked at the pizza shop we all hung out in, and he jumped up on the back table one day as a joke. I think it was Pete that did that, but anyway, and he
This is
said,
slander.
"Oh," and he farted with a lighter, and his ass hair caught on fire. I'm not sure. It happened to somebody. I'm not sure if it was him now. Sorry, Pete. Panayote. My Greek mafia from Queens.
At the Queens. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's pass it on over to Keith. You want to talk about some cafecito? Cafecito.
Yeah, speaking of flatulence, BrooklynWaterCoffee.com. From their roastery to your front door. Drink a good cup of Brooklyn Water coffee in the morning, and it'll really get that moving. Actually, all kidding aside, really does coffee does help in the morning. With a glass of prune juice, a little greasy breakfast, man, that stuff moves. Boom, you'll be cleared out right before work, and you don't have to use the work facilities. Although that is kind of preferable, according to what I've read, because it is preferred that you get paid while pooping.
Right. Paid to poop.
Yeah. Is this still relevant to? Oh no, I'm sorry. This is BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com. From their roaster to your front door. Kidding aside, I love Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters. Check them out now on www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. They have a ton of amazing flavors, and I haven't been doing my homework. And I tried to do this on our last episode. I'm not sure if it was Giants or the We Stomped You Out podcast, but I don't remember what their flavors are. I know there's dark roast, dark chocolate. That's one of the most popular flavors,
It's a
hands
banana, no?
down. Right,
Banana.
there's Hannah Banana. So we'll stick with the chocolate one though, right? Because chocolate's really good for you. It's full of calories, and when you drink a cup, you gotta just drink it slow because you don't want to add all those calories to your day, right? How many calories come in a cup of dark roast, dark chocolate, Faraj?
Es que delicioso, es cero.
Push. You can have 4 cups. Boom! Down them sugars, baby. Well, don't add sugar because then a zero becomes more. But anyway,
Yeah.
BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com. There's a ton of flavors out there. There's Hannah Banana. It's delicious. There's my favorite. I can speak to my favorites right now. Is Morning Wood. Love Morning Wood. There's another coffee out there called Frank Terzio. That coffee don't taste good at all. You don't want to buy that one. Then there's then there is another one of my favorites is Cinnabuzz. It is a 50% more caffeine line of coffee with a cinnamon twist. Really, really delicious. As a matter of fact, all of their flavors are delicious. So what you should do is at least try 2 of the ones I just recommended, 2 of the 3 I just recommended, and then when you're checking out, use the code Pop Culture Pros. And when you use that code, guess what? You can get a 3rd bag for free. You can just go wild, go nuts, man, go freaking nuts, and just order any flavor you want. And then once you order that flavor, you'll love it, guaranteed that you will love it or no money back because it was free. And if
Whichever one you didn't like, that's the free one.
that's the free one, right? And if you don't love it, just pawn it off to a friend. That's what we all do with things we don't like, right? Like, hey Tim, you want a free bag of coffee? See? Didn't even have to tell them that sucked. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. Guaranteed to be shipped within 24 hours of its roast date. All of that coffee that you order is roasted within 24 hours of it being delivered to you. So you have coffee that's roasted within a few days at your door, and you can't get that anywhere. Sorry, folks. Check them out now, www.brooklynwatercoffeeroast.com. From the roastery to your front door, Pop Culture Pros is the code to use. Third bag free. Check it out.
Boom. All right. Well, and since we don't have a producer on the show, there was no Book and Water coffee roaster. I completely forgot about all that stuff.
Frank, what do you think of the coffee? Sorry.
Which coffee did you get? And I do have a question for Terzier, and you can answer this throughout the rest of the show. If there was a flavor called Frank's ex-wife, what would the actual flavor be?
Well, are we allowed to answer, or are you just asking Frank?
No, I think we're asking Frank. Yeah.
I don't know the woman. I can't say nothing.
I don't want to know what Frank's ex-wife tastes like.
All right. See, that's a good way to start the show. What's up back here live and in your living room or wherever you're watching us from. New York Football Giants. We got to kind of put a big old ribbon on this season, right? And we typically start off with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hasn't been much good. But before I do want to still talk about that last game for reasons that are pretty obvious.
Can we first talk about sex, baby? Talk about me
Is
and
it
you.
Me and you. In
That's
6
like an age
games
reference.
In 6 games this year, the New York Giants scored 20 points or more.
How many games did they score? 30 or more?
Yeah, right.
Let's go. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroast.com.
29 up there. Oh God! A little overly exceed. It's gonna be a crazy episode.
I got really upset.
Yeah, you did, and damn right you should be.
I just went all crazy Eddie on it.
In 10 games, they scored less than 15 points. 15. I didn't even go to 20. Less than 15 points. 10. And the other game it was like 18, 17. So.
Well, I mean, 39. But anyway.
Yeah, it's typical QB sneak there. Timmy, walk us through the nonsense that happened on Sunday.
Well, you just said it. I think that game can be summed up in that one play or those 2 plays. 3rd and 9 from inside the 5-yard line. They 5-yard line. They decide to run a quarterback sneak. That is insulting.
That would have been the best QB sneak ever in history of QB sneaks.
But you might as well punt on 2nd down. I mean,
yeah, you should have done that. I think it was less insulting than running 2 straight quarterback sneaks inside your own. I mean, it was the most disgusting display I've ever seen in my life.
Did you hear his explanation?
Yeah, we wanted room to punt, so he had no faith. He had no play drawn up, nothing.
Did you hear the other?
So why not just
speculation?
punt on 1st down? Look, I have no faith we're going to get the ball. Punt, 1st down, punt. Just punt it.
They might as well. They're putting up less than 15 points every game. But did you guys hear? I don't know where it started, but they're thinking whoever it was basically that this guy is a lame duck right now. He didn't see any way that he didn't think that he was going to be brought back. So it was a double middle finger to the owner saying, "This is what you're expecting me to work with." I hope that is what I wish there was proof that was the case, because that would make me respect him a little bit more.
I don't even know about that, honestly, because you know what, for me it's never quit. Give me the biggest pile of shit and I'm gonna try to make it work. I'm
but if you
give
think
it all
that
my
you're
effort.
gonna get fired anyway,
okay, that's even more reason to do better. Why? Because I think it's a bigger middle finger that you succeed with the crap that you're supplied with than just give up and pout and act like a baby and go, fine, you're going to give me this one. I'm going to do a quarterback sneak on 39 on my own 5. That's childish. It's dumb, and it makes you look bad. There is no good about how you look after doing that. It tells a million tales about you and your ethic. And you're a child and a baby and a moron and an asshole, and I hate you.
and that doesn't help with him getting another job.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's not
what
good on
does
his
that
I
do?
mean,
resume.
he didn't come out and say it. I mean, this is not a fact, but they're behind the scenes talk of that was the reason.
No,
And
he said it.
I personally would respect him more. A big fu on the way out.
Yeah. See, me,
I have
no.
from and you saw fit to draft every other position than our lines, where QBs stand behind to what, Tim?
Die. Just die
So,
back there.
but anyway, remember we've been talking. Yeah, we don't even care. First we were like, yeah, maybe he can stay, maybe he can go, and then it just turned out the entire fan base turned on him, and like you guys said, that crap that he pulled with the QB sneaks certainly didn't help. So, do you think?
It reminded me of the
just
Water Boy. Remember when they can't stop the Water Boys? They punt. They're going to punt on every play just to stop. I mean, I was very beyond pissed because I wasn't even. I was actually watching the Red Zone, and they actually chimed into that like it was a major story. Look what just happened to the Giants.
That one part. Okay.
They skipped scoring plays to show that play because that's how bad it was. And I said for Judge, who I was on the fence about, I was willing to keep him, as long as the GM went. Not anymore. Now I'm glad.
No, that was pivotal for me too as a fan. I was like,
minute diatribe 1 week and then that nonsense. Yep.
Sorry, the Giants keep him. Comes from a good pedigree. He was behind Belichick. He's original. All these ties to the Giants. Good pedigree, good history. I was like, I'm up. If they keep him, I won't be mad about it. But after that play, and I was teetering after the Chicago game with the whole, all my ex-players say they wish they were still playing for me or whatever nonsense. It just sounded childish. To me, that kind of comment lines up with, like, oh, I'm giving you a middle finger because I'm doing a 39 quarterback sneak on my own 5. All that mentality is a failure mentality. You're a child. You're immature. You're a loser. Beat it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, though. I see the point as far as, but then again, why can't people say the same thing about Daniel Jones? He didn't have the tools. Well, then get off Daniel Jones's back. He didn't have the tools either. He did not have the offensive line to compete. Get off his ass.
But
Daniel Jones deserves another shot.
Oh,
he does
for sure. But now you have no idea what the hell's going to go on next year.
And I'm okay with that. I wasn't before 39. After 39, I don't care. Just strip the whole team down and bring kids from the park up and see how they work out. Let's try it out.
But Keith, like you also said, it seems like you took a look at the Jets. Yes, Terzi, I'm going to bring the Jets up. And Detroit. And all these teams with the worst records, Jacksonville, they tried to win. They tried. It doesn't look like the Giants tried half the time. Now, I don't know if that's because of Judge and the coaching staff. I don't know if they just decided to give up. But there were a lot of plays and a lot of times where it was just like, I don't want to play. I don't want to play. No, I don't feel like doing this anymore. That's just what it felt like. Yeah. So I say top to bottom, clean house, start over again, and get back to real Giants football. Actually, that was a compliment, Sergio, actually. It was actually a compliment. I said the Jets at least tried. They were just terrible. We were terrible and didn't try, so it's worse.
Yeah, Raul Velasquez says, hey, guys, I agree with you about Joe Judge, but the situation...
Oops, sorry.
I think we just conflict with each other. And the whole situation, at least the Giants are finally going in the right direction. And, I guess that's my point, where I'm just like, fire everybody, because, it comes a time where you just got to cut it, clean it, and do it again. And, that's going to take a few years, but it's a lot better than trying to patch a broken dam that will never be fixed again. And that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, and as difficult as it's going to be, Giants fans have to be patient, and whether you trust it or not, whether you trust Mara picking the right guy this time around from a GM standpoint, and that GM picking the right coach, because from a fan's point of view, we weren't all that down on the McAdoo hiring, right? And then that went south real quick. Shermer was the QB whisperer. and then he turned out to be Mr. Nice Guy that just let everything fly. And, guys were bringing like, golf clubs in front of the lockers and that stuff. Remember that? And then he's gone. And, they wanted somebody tougher to hold the players accountable. And now you bring him, Judge, in here. And now it's too much. So where do you get that head screwed on right from a football point of view to say this is the happy medium that we need? Is it going to be from the GM point of view, is it going to be somebody who's an assistant GM? But Buffalo, like if you read all the rumors about job openings, Buffalo's not going to have any staff left next year. But is it that? Is it an assistant, or is it a long time guy who's been doing it for a long time and has done it the right way other places? What do you guys? Where are you guys thinking as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, Keith, you can go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty open minded either way at this point because I don't know what works. Right, anything I've wanted and the Giants happen to do has turned out to be a disaster. The only direction I'm taking at this point is I have to really believe that Mara's upset and he's gonna really do the right thing this time. And I see that Tish is starting to get more involved in things. I'm gonna hope that helps also. I'm gonna hope that both of them learn from the mistakes of the last few years. A lot of them, yeah, a lot of mistakes, and a lot of the moves they did, I was okay with, but I'm starting to really look at it, and I'm not sure if I was okay with it because I'm a fan and I was hopeful, or because it was a smart move. I'm thinking more it was a fan approach to their moves in the past. Joe Judge looked good to me when they did it. Gettleman never really truly liked that decision, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I think we need to go in a direction that's completely different than what we've been doing now, obviously. And I kind of like what they're doing. They already interviewed 2 GMs, right? I don't know much about Adrian Wilson, but
he's got a weird title in that organization. It's like head of pro something weird. I don't know what it is, but the other guy was the Bills guy who's an assistant GM, I think.
Right, and I if it's those two, of course, I lean more towards the assistant GM because he has more GM experience, and they're a successful franchise. In the last 5 years, the Bills have done amazing things, rising up to be, one of the top teams in the AFC. So, I just hope they go with a different mindset than what we're doing now, because the Giants, I don't know what their mindset is. The last 5 years, I don't know what they're thinking.
Do you guys think that they? I know this is hard. Take the fandom out of it, I guess. Do you guys think that at the tail end, and I love him, right, Eli? Do you think at the tail end they try too hard to attempt to get him another Super Bowl run, and they kind of neglected some of the other areas? So they bring in all this offense. Evan Ingram, who was supposed to be this guy, and Shepard was supposed to be this guy. Everybody who was supposed to be the guy. And then we know what happened with Geno and whatnot. By the way, did you guys hear what happened with Geno Smith over the weekend?
No.
He got arrested.
You guys jailbroken? Oh, he got arrested for what?
He got arrested for
not paying his
DUI.
gambling debts.
Pretending to be a football player. Right?
He was going 96 and a 60.
Of course he was.
And according to the police report, he got a little rowdy. They cuffed him, and he said something to the effect to this police officer.
Did he say, "Do you know who I am"?
No, he said, "You better hurry up" or something like that. Get back to your wife, or maybe she's not missing you because you got a little ass penis. Now, I don't know where the cop makes that up. I mean, I know not everybody's trusting of them, but why are you making that up? You got too much time on your hands. So he put an Instagram post saying, "I'll have more to discuss on the situation at a later time, and don't judge me yet." Basically, like.
Okay, but if you fail the breathalyzer, you fail the test, you were speeding. Judgment done, bro.
I don't know what city, Terzio. Terzia, and
Ditto
it's blue.
yourself.
Blue. And the liquor's what helps me get through being a Giants fan. Okay, so yeah, so then all the Geno Smith stuff happened, and all that. Do you think that that Mara tried to do that? Because I think that if it was just Mara at today, that Judge would still be the.
Well, don't forget in the beginning of the year or the middle of the year, they admitted that they should have got Eli a lot more help because he would have won at least one more Super Bowl.
Right.
And they just didn't.
On the lines, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they just didn't. They just didn't get him any of the help.
They threw receivers at him.
Yeah,
and a running back. I mean,
yeah, that's exactly what it was. So as far as that goes, I mean, you're building it the wrong way. It's like, yeah, okay,
right,
but you're just doing it the wrong way. And if I may say, what I want in a GM now, because of how messed up we are, I want a money man GM right now to fix what Gettleman destroyed. And I want to get a whole new bunch of scouts in there, and let the scouts and the new head coach discuss who we're drafting, who we're going to sign. Let the GM worry about the money end of it because we are in such a mess right now. We can't sign nobody, and our drafting over the past 5 years has been horrendous. So that's what I want right now in a GM.
Tim, we've picked good players in the draft. But those players are really good if you have an offensive and defensive line.
Oh, I'm talking about like your Lorenzo Carters, your O'Shane Zimenez. They were supposed to be this. They're supposed to be that. They're nothing.
No, they're nothing.
They're
but
nothing.
we've picked a lot of good complement players. You know, I just hope our new GM.
We picked a lot of second string guys. But where's our first string?
Right.
Where's
good
our
difference makers?
Where's our LT, Harry Carson, Carl Banks guys?
I hope
then you got your Lorenzo Carter in the back, waiting to come in. You know, when those guys are tired. That's what we don't have.
Yeah, where's our Bart Oates and
where's our first string? That's the whole problem. We have a whole team of second and third string. We got no first string players.
We need some traditional Giants football going on, and that's
what
smash
this GM
mouth
has to get to. Yes.
Yeah.
And get new strength and conditioning coach too, because the injuries have to stop. Something's wrong too in that field, with that stadium, with the injuries. How many injuries we have?
There's rumors that have leaked that the artificial turf with the rubber bottom is causing all those issues. I'm not sure about that, to be honest.
Well, I
remember back in the day that used to get blamed on everybody's knee injury always used to be blamed on.
I've walked
turf.
on Giants Stadium field several times, and I'm not a professional football player, but it's very soft, very light, and even has a little bounce to it. I don't see where it would be rough on any part of your ligaments or body at all.
Well, I trust the players on that. No offense.
No, I'm with you, but I don't think it's the field.
I just think that
I think it's conditioning.
Yeah, I heard that. Maybe I heard it wrong. That
the same field we had from 2007, 2011. We didn't have these same issues then. Why is it suddenly an issue now? It's how they were conditioning to play. Now, something like AstroTurf, the old Astrodome, I get it. It was like concrete with a thin rug over it or something. Yeah, I get it, but it's much different now.
Yeah, I thought I saw where they were going to use they were going to do away with turf everywhere. But I could be wrong there. Let's see what Raul has to say. Catch up on some of the comments here. Chris Marrow is part of the player personnel decision the last 5 years, and he has to back off. What do you think? Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that John Marrow said today. They were talking about his role within the organization. And Terzio, thanks for clearing that up. He marked a police officer, and he told him you have little dick syndrome. Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Well, if Chris Mara is the one making a lot of these personnel decisions, then Chris Mara better go look for another job, because football is not your thing, Chris. Just because Daddy owns a team, don't mean you can pick a winner. So maybe he should find something else to do.
Daddy's rolling over in his grave there, big guy. Yep.
Yeah, the absolute worst time ever to be a New York Giants fan, and we're living it, baby. We're living it.
It is.
What a time to be alive. Joe Judge, I one other thing to say about him, and this is just funny to me. On TMZ Sports, it was reported that Joe Judge he was having a party to get over something that may have happened in the last 24 hours or something. But he had 9 boxes of pizza and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 7 cases of beer delivered to his house. He was canned on Tuesday. Picture is obtained.
He's even a boring party guy.
He's
I'm waiting to hear like a truck full of vodka and strippers and blow and pizza and beer.
That sounds like that to me. Sounds like a corporate work party.
Yeah,
here's the pizza. It's after 5 and some beers for you. Papa John's.
No word yet on if anyone is joining Judge in the pity party or if the massive amounts of food and booze are strictly for Judge. It seems excessive, and then it goes on to talk about how Mero said on Wednesday it's his lowest moment with the team. Here's hoping the beer buzz and the pizza food coma help out Judge to get through.
I'm glad he's gone. I am, because we just need to change top to bottom.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to blame the dude for being happy, because he was probably just as miserable as we all are. And and for those things where I can't, like, it's like, imagine you just can't figure out what to do. I can't figure out how to help. I can't figure out how to make us win. And it probably stressed him out for 2 years too. So you know what?
Yeah.
Go have your beer. Go have your pizza. Good for you. I hope you find another job someday. But get the fuck out of here, because it didn't work here. Maybe you're just not a New York guy. Again, people don't believe it, but that's a thing.
Absolutely.
Some people can't coach here. Some players can't play here. That's for every sport. I mean, how many players?
How many times we've seen
they have a great career, come to New York, they suck. They leave again, have a great career again. It just happens in every sport. It's just the way it is.
Can't deal with the pressure.
Baseball is probably the most viable argument we have for that.
That's because you get booed 81 times a year.
Yeah, that's true.
More games. At risk, Keith yelling at me. Did you see that another freaking New York player did the thumbs down?
This is a New York Giants football show.
So
it is not a Knicks show. Yeah. What did you feel about that?
Just like, how stupid can you be? Did you not just see what Javi Baez went through on the other on the baseball end of it? But
Giant show. But yeah, I don't understand. Like, how is he a free agent this year?
They gave him a 5-year extension.
Wow. So we're stuck with him as a Giant show.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, so Keith is going to put at the end. So I don't know if we explain on here for everybody out there. At the end of the show, it asks a question. How would you rate the call or the show, the quality, whatever? And one day, several weeks ago, Keith put negative feedback in there because he said Faraci spoke about the Knicks too much. So I got an email from StreamYard apologizing for the bad experience.
And it listed the bad experience as Faraci talked about the Knicks too much.
Yes.
Pop up where Raul said this. Do you mind popping up? I missed. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to watch this yet. Maris said the press conference that the situation with Judge and Gettleman was worse than the miracle in the Meadowlands in '78, and that's saying a lot to admit that. I agree. I think he's shook. I think he's very shook about this team right now, and he's probably, which he should be, like we all should be, embarrassed at what the last 5 years have done. 3 coaches.
Listen, we're a storied franchise. I mean, every great thing in the NFL past. Well, not every, but a lot of great things in NFL's past is either has come through New York or landed in New York. Let's look at the Lombardi Trophy.
Fan out there.
Who's Lombardi? Lombardi is an ex-Giants coach, so he didn't gain that notoriety in New York, but he gained it in Green Bay. But he came through New York. And my point is, he took a storied franchise, a franchise who had a lot of respect. If you asked anybody in the NFL at 2011 and before, even when we struggled before that, about the New York Giants, they would say, "Oh, much respect, well run, great owners." And now it's
class,
would be the
word. Yeah,
class, yeah. And now you ask, and it's just ass. Yeah, it's a joke. We're getting tweets from washed up quarterbacks making fun of us. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Listen, say what you want. The Giants were the first ones to spike a football. They were the first one to start the Gatorade bath. A lot of things we started. People don't forget that shit. Homer Jones, first person to spike a football after a touchdown. That's right.
That's
We're
why we
taking
do
credit
it.
for that bullshit.
I think maybe some of these more recently retired players should just storm the offices and say, "Look, get back to remember we were on teams that were great. We won Super Bowl championships. How did we do it?" And just sit Mara and to a lesser extent, I think Tish, sit them down, tape their eyelids open, make them watch the defensive line and the offensive line of the years that we have been good. And there's been a shitload of good times in Giantsville, right?
I feel like the Maras have been kind of making Giants decisions like a first-time horse race betting person who bets on everybody whose name they like.
Degenerate.
Like, oh, that's a nice name. Oh, I like that number. And
I'm gonna bet Rusty Bridges because he's 300 to 1.
Right.
But I like his name.
There's a reason for that.
And that's kind of I feel like that's kind of what's been going on if you think about it. And I think it really took a huge downward spiral when we hired Gettleman. I think Gettleman was the worst decision in the last, I can't tell you, maybe forever that we've made as a team, the Giants. Gettleman was a really bad, really bad decision.
Yeah, that definitely didn't work out for us.
No, and who was the Jerry Reese? Was he what was the quarterback? The GM's name?
Yeah, Reese. Yeah.
I liked Reese. He made some bad decisions. Things kind of went downhill a little bit for him at one point. But the guy brought us some really good picks, really good players. He managed the salary cap well, and we won championship under his name.
She put this behind my head, just to spite me.
All right, so Terzio keeps on asking about Flores, who
Wilma?
was a shocking termination on Monday. I did not see that coming at all. So obviously he didn't get fired for being a bad coach. I think that there was some stuff with the quarterback situation and I think it was kind of public that he really wanted Herbert, which Herbert or Tua, we've been talking about that all year. That's a no-brainer. But I think some of that went into play. He interviewed today with the Bears for their head coaching job. And there's just so many openings and so many candidates to fill these openings. There's names flying all over the place. Timmy, have you been following that kind of stuff for us?
I kind of have a list here. And it's interesting. It's an interesting list. But like
Keith
you said,
Larris make the list
with so many openings. We got to move.
Yes,
we're gonna hiring another Joe Judge. Well, this guy spent 3 years, under who this guy is, special teams. He was a water boy for a year. Let's hire him for a head coach. No,
you almost got to hire the GM within a week.
Yeah, you do. Right off the bat, they have Brian DeBall, who's the offensive coordinator for the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little. Their offense struggled this year. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying maybe. Eric Bieniemy obviously is a huge for Kansas City. Everybody wants that guy's every name is every year being thrown out there. Doug Peterson, no. I do not want Doug Peterson.
No, Philly, you douche. Get out of here.
No. Jim Harbaugh, which I don't like the Harbaugh brothers, but the guy can coach.
I kind of like that one.
The guy can turn around a loser.
What about Scott
Peterson?
Peterson?
Last week.
Which guy? I'll take the murderer over the other one. Another one, Byron Leftwich.
Oh hell no! Yeah,
just because his offense. When you have Tom Brady, you have to prove me that you can be a head coach.
With Jameis Winston, he had 31 touchdowns, 31 interceptions. So
exactly. Don't give me that bullshit. All of a sudden, he's a huge candidate. No, he's not. He had Tom Brady.
That's smoke and mirrors, Tim. Smoke and mirrors. Don't fucking fool us this time.
Exactly.
You can smoke mirrors. They sell at the dispensary.
You never know.
You gotta see right through that bullshit. Like, oh wait, Byron Leftwich had a good because it's fucking Tom Brady's his quarterback. Yes. And he had Mike Evans and Gronk and Crazy Guy and all this other shit.
Rodriguez.
Yo,
What's happening, Rod?
Rodriguez.
We'll remove
Oh,
him for
he's
a
just,
moment.
you know what he's doing.
Yeah, just let him get settled down. Settle.
Jim
Who else we got
Caldwell.
here?
Jim Caldwell.
Okay.
Maybe. Kellen Moore. No. Another inexperienced. I don't want an inexperienced guy. I don't know, first year coach. No. Give me someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. Please. Todd Bowles. He's right on that border, man. But I'm going no. I'm going no. No.
Thumbs down. Big thumbs down.
Patrick Graham. I think they're going to clean house, though.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get rid of him. I think everyone's going eventually.
He's got some interviews set up too, right?
Yep. Brian Flores is obviously one. He's a 14-1 shot, though. Again, New York guy, maybe not. And the long shot, which every name is popping up, which I think is hysterical, it's never going to happen, is Josh McDaniels. Because that dude is just, he's not allowed to leave New England. I don't think he's allowed to leave New England ever. Not even for vacation. I think they got him on lockdown in that state. They can't even get him out of there.
What do you guys think on Flores?
Rodriguez.
I don't know if Flores has shown me enough yet. I don't know.
He's a Brooklyn guy.
Because, again, don't forget, they didn't
done...
beat anybody this year, Keith. They didn't beat anybody. They had that 7-game win.
Okay, but 8 straight is not a bad streak with a team
with
a lack of talent.
He's going to defend his Dolphins. Careful.
I do like the Dolphins. I do.
I'm kidding, Keith.
But Giants first. Dolphins can sink and swim in deep ocean and dive before the Giants. But I do like Flores. And because I do like the Dolphins, I get to see Flores. He's a good in-game coach. He works well with the players. And he knows how to win. The Dolphins, quite honestly, did not have a lot of talent. And they won 8 straight. And I don't care who you're playing against. They won 8 straight. We played against some crappy teams and got blown out as the Giants.
No, he didn't deserve to get fired. No way.
He did not deserve to get fired. And I like the fact, honestly, and maybe it's just little nostalgia, whatever. He's a Brooklyn guy. He's an experienced coach. And he knows how to work with a lot of young guys, a lot of guys coming into the league because it's all the Dolphins been thrown at him.
No, I'll take it.
I like it. I mean, but who knows? Again, I'm very open because we've sucked so long. I don't care what direction they take. I just want to see them do something different. But yeah, Flores would be my thumbs up.
Yeah, I'd like to see, if any other names get added to that or whatnot. Maybe it's a Keith Larris. Maybe it's Tim Tabala. Maybe it's a Esteban Rodriguez.
I think we should all go coach.
Let's do it. Yeah,
whip that team into shape. Whip that team into shape.
Bill Cowher. Get Bill Cowher.
Little
Damn,
Cowher.
that would be good. Remember that was on the table a couple years back, right, Rodriguez?
Get Bill Cowher. That's all
I feel like it was on the table like almost every year when Coughlin was on the hot seat.
He's done. He ain't coming back. He ain't gonna come back.
All I know is Flores. Flores won a lot more games than Joe Judge did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And apparently, not everybody hated him like Joe Judge. So.
And he's from Brooklyn.
Well, Joe Judge has gone from. He's been. He went from. Look at this guy practicing fumble drills to that 11-minute thing, and that was weird. To quarterback sneaking.
That was
on 3rd and 9.
Quarterback sneaking. Come on, man.
Joe Judge, remember for one thing, and that's the sweatshirt that no one can ever buy because they don't sell it, and it's one of the nicest sweatshirts I ever seen in my life.
Maybe he's going to start selling it now. Maybe he'll market it because
that's what he should do.
He needs money now.
That's what he should do.
Joe Judge should have stayed on one side, on the offense or the defense. He should never be a head coach.
Well, he didn't even. Where were we ranked in special teams? 24th? I don't know. What he was before, we didn't even excel at. So
what a special teams coach?
Yeah.
Oh well, that should have told us everything we needed to know. We were pretty freaking stupid to say, let's get the special teams guy to run our team. What special teams coaches ever really run a team?
I think he interviewed well. I think he interviewed well, and I think he had a good pedigree. And they got all.
He got a really good recommendation from
Belichick,
who he's a good pedigree from.
So
I still think he's pissed off about the Super Bowl. They sent
purpose.
They sent Nate Solder to ruin our line. They sent Joe Judge to fuck us up. I'm telling you, this is all a Bill Belichick ploy. I don't care what anybody says.
You know what?
He better have better things to do, man. If he's still harboring a heart on, he's only won like 35 championships since he left us. Why does he even care?
I wonder if all the players are calling him
Only
saying
you
how much
can't take it. He doesn't
they would
care.
like to be under his coaching realm.
Now, wait, Rodriguez, he still cares because Brady still cares. So if Brady cares,
As long as
Belichick
Brady-
cares about losing.
So he
those
cares
two Super
about
Bowls.
ruining the Giants.
About losing.
That's what you really think he does.
He cares about losing those 2 Super Bowls. He'll never forget those.
Man.
He'll have 25 rings, and those 2 will bother him for the rest of his life.
You know what? It is kind of true because
he's a freaking fool.
Well, yeah,
maybe
he
we'll
is.
enjoy it.
Anytime him and Eli talk, the topic always comes to the 2 I did not win.
Well, that Manning cast one was great because Eli saying, I really enjoyed all the games against you.
But, at the end of the day, I always believe that the children are our future. You got to teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty that they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. You got to let the children's laughter remind us of how to get on the offensive, defensive line and play the damn game.
I agree.
Play to win the game.
Play the line. That's the problem. The children can't play the line.
Because the children are designed to be backups.
Right? The children should be coming in the 4th string.
Here's Terzio. Terzio saying, got a question for you guys. Sounds crazy. What about Carl Banks as defensive coordinator?
No.
Just because you're a good player don't mean you're a good coordinator.
Yeah, where's he been all this time coaching? Nowhere, right?
I love Carl Banks.
Terzio's sabotaging us too. He's a Jets fan. He's sabotage.
I used to go to the draft day parties all the time, and I used to tell my son, that's Carl Banks. He was always there, introduce him, and he'd hang out and talk. As a player, watching him, loved him. I don't know what he
need
is.
the stress for? What does he need the stress for? He's almost
I don't
16.
know what he is as a defensive coordinator.
Relax,
I mean,
chill.
No, just because you're a great player doesn't make it. Plus, he's shown no interest. Zero. Right. So, no. You don't hire a guy because, just because of his name and when he plays.
I can see Strahan stepping into something like that before a Banks.
Strahan's got 70 million jobs right now.
He's not stepping in. He's living there. He's living a fabulous life.
Eli, I don't see Eli.
He's going to point the guys. He's going to point at the guys like this. Go that way. Go that way. That's great. Go that way. All crooked fingers. Come on, man. Please.
So, Rodriguez, I want to get your take on this. We talked about this a few minutes before you came on. So let's say you're the owner of the team, and with a lot more money than you got now. Well, that we know that you got now. You never know. Rodriguez could be traveling the world.
Team, obviously.
So you're hiring a GM, and then that GM, or they said that the GM is going to be in charge of the coaching search, although the owners will ultimately make the hire. The last couple of head coaches have been, he's too harsh. He's too soft. He's too harsh. And he's crazy talking for 11 minutes about not being a clown show, and then he does a QB sneak. So what kind is it? Somebody that is an an assistant GM? Is it somebody who's been a GM for a very long time? I heard something about Spielman from the Vikings, who's been there for a long time.
Spielman, the guy from Chicago and the Dolphins? Are you kidding me?
Well, but is it that experienced guy with all this tons of GM experience, or is it somebody who's an up and comer and
children of the future, child of the future? Yes.
I don't want somebody to learn on the job, especially with the Giants. Okay, they're a 90-year-old franchise. They don't need learn on the job guys. They need experienced guys. That's why my first thing that comes out of my mouth is Bill Cowher. That type of a guy who can not even as a coach, he could probably do a pretty decent job as a general manager because he does know how to evaluate players. Okay, you got to find a guy that can really evaluate players and that you trust, has been around the NFL for a long time, that knows things that not Joe Judge that comes in and stuff. The thing. I'm not even talking about Bart. I'm not even talking about the GM right now. I'm still so mad at Judge that I can't take that whole trying to sneak the ball out of the goal line
39
with a rookie quarterback. I mean, okay, get somebody that has experience. Spielman, never. I never liked his flat top. I never liked him. He's a Chicago Bear. Get a guy like you know who I think would be a good general manager? What's his name? The guy from that used to be the coach of the Oh my God, I can't think of anything. The Packers, the fat dude. He should just leave Kansas City and come to us. Isn't he
Those
with Kansas
Eagles,
City?
I think.
Or is it Eagles? He did Eagles. Is he with Kansas City? What's the fat dude that used to be with the Packers and the Eagles with the mustache? Looks like a walrus.
Yeah, he's got too many problems.
Andy something.
Kids
Andy Reid,
dying.
you talking about?
He's got illnesses.
Yeah, Andy Reid. Is he still coaching? Is he still coaching?
Yeah, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh,
He ain't
I
going
thought he
nowhere.
died. I thought he died.
What?
Then why are you recommending him? Why are you recommending him then?
Yeah, no, they
I just
buried him
messing
right
around.
next to
Listen,
Warner Wolf.
we kill a lot of people on this
They
network.
buried Andy Reid right next to Warner Wolf and the condo sign that he ripped off when he was drunk. You like it when he died.
Remember that?
Yes.
Remember that? No, I don't have a preference for. I just want a guy with some experience that's been around the NFL for a while, and there's a ton of guys like that. You know, you gotta hire a good coach. You gotta hire somebody that knows what they're doing. The GM is all great and all that stuff, but when you got guys that know players, you know, you're gonna win. That fat bastard. Sorry, I'm not talking about fat guys because I'm a fat guy too. That bastard didn't know his ass from his elbow. I mean, look at the offensive line. How many years does he have to try and draft to get a decent offensive line? It's not even decent, man. It's not even decent, guys.
And then remember last year, we took a huge step forward. 8th in the league in defense.
The defense has been getting better. That's why when I spoke to you, Farachi, the other day, and I said, you know what? I can live with Joe Judge if his thing is to make the defense great like it used to be with us, like it's always been as a Giant fan. If he could get that defense up to snuff, then maybe work on the offense, and I can understand that. But we got worse at in everything. I mean, when I looked at the Giants stats, they were like last in offense, defense, special teams. They were last in everything.
Can't tell the difference between the Giants and the Lions.
Can't tell the difference between the Giants and the Jets, which is a shame.
Or the Jags.
And that's always
this
been.
Is depressing.
That's always
this
been.
Is depressing.
The Jags, the Jets, the Lions. I mean, we're with those guys. Honestly, that's never happened, ever, except for the '70s when we were like barely
the late
walking around. Who cares?
Thankfully, that was before me, so I didn't have to deal with that. But let's see this comment from Bev White. What they need to do is start drafting football players. I don't want to hear all he's fast. Give me football players, the guys who want to punch you in the mouth and not help you off the ground. So old school. No, we talk about this on every sport that we cover here on this network. That things like that have changed, and you know, exchanging the jerseys, and it feels like it's a more of a friends thing than competition on the field.
That's ridiculous.
And maybe you're talking a little bit about Kadarius Toney. You know, now the discussion is that he wants to be a rapper. I don't know if that's going to interfere in his football career, but like, yeah, I agree with that. 100%. You gotta get guys in there. You see guys on other teams, just you see the fist coming. It's like Thor with the hammer about to punch the ball out on defense. There's no aggressiveness like that on.
You know the last guys were. You got your Brian Urlachers, your Zach Thomases, those guys. So they're gone.
Yep.
They were the last of that breed. They're just gone.
Hated Urlacher, but yes.
Remember Zach Thomas then, Dolphins.
Oh yeah.
He used to push his own teammates out of the way to make a tackle.
To make a tackle.
He pushed his own fucking teammates out of the way. I'm tackling this guy. That's a football player. I have his jersey, as a matter of fact, hang up in my closet because I liked him so much. And I don't wear other jerseys mostly, but I got his jersey because I thought he was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He's a legend down here. Legend. Right, Keith?
Yes.
All right.
Team,
so
Keith?
There's not like.
See what John wrote? John Gonzalez.
John Gonzalez. Here we go.
3 choices: Jim Harbaugh, Doug Peterson, Jim Caldwell. I do not want Doug Peterson.
No.
Jim Caldwell. I don't know, but and as much as I hate the Harbaughs, I would take a Jim Harbaugh. He's an experienced NFL guy.
That's my thing.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Harbaugh is going to Miami.
You know what's so weird? They talked about that a lot, I've heard. But you know what's weird about this type of these rumors? Because, you know, we hear this rumor and that rumor, and then you hear Mara saying, oh, yeah, it's going to be up to the GM to pick this coach. And so how are there like rumored top choices when Mara just said, I mean, control the narrative, guys. The Mara just said a few hours ago, GM is totally going to be in charge of that. But yet there's all these rumors of who's going to be without a GM in place. So it's just weird to me. Football player got delivered the golf clubs, Terzio. I was talking about that a little bit earlier. I can't remember who it was. I think it was a couple of players in the Giants locker room a couple years ago.
What?
Yeah, they brought golf clubs and
they let them on
Shermer.
The team. They didn't cut them right there.
Well, that's what it was. It was Shermer, and who said that he was too soft.
Good Lord.
So, all right. Every starting quarterback and their mama had more passing yards than us this year. Not 2,500 yards for Daniel Jones, Mike Lennon with 790 passing yards, and Jake from State Farm, 210 total yards.
He got his touchdown now this week. He got his touchdown.
Wow.
Congratulations. And you know what? Let me tell you something right now. He might not be a starting quarterback, but I like the kid. I would keep the kid as a second. Why? Because that dude smiled throughout this whole fucking game. He's like, I'm just happy to be here. That's the kind of shit you need. You need a guy like that. Again, is he NFL capable? Probably not. Second, third string? Sure, maybe. Why not? But the kid smiled. The kid was happy. I would keep him. I really keep him.
If wide receivers extended, he might have done a little better.
Yeah, like Kenny Galladay, you fucking
honestly,
waste of money.
Thank you for I completely forgot about that.
He had turkey arms. He had pterodactyl.
Gator arms, you call it.
all you gotta do is this. Would have caught that ball. He's like, no, I got,
and he's gone.
T-Rex arms.
He had to lay out. He
it's
had
like
to
Rex.
Just dive, man.
It's like Rex
hard.
from
it's hard.
From Toy Story. Can't do things, you know.
He was Dorn from Major League. What do you want me to do? Die for it, asshole?
Yeah.
All you had to do was stick your hands out, asshole, and the ball would have been right there, and that would have been Jake Fromm's career highlight up to this point.
Yeah.
Nope. Pterodactyl arms. Can't do it.
All right, so
fired.
So we want to. The idea here is and it sucks. So we're gonna have to go through a rebuild. But the idea here is to wipe the slate clean, and make a side bet with Sergio that the Giants are still the next New York, New Jersey football team to make the playoffs. Tim, my 40-yard Saquon touchdown guarantee didn't work.
No, it didn't work. Listen, if the Jets draft smart this year, they're going to be a playoff team. They have two, just like we have two. It's got to be a smart picking. Because let's put it this way: the Giants are already screwed. The guys that they desperately need, we're not getting. We're out of range for them already. So they're going to have to be real smart about this. Not just that. It's just. I want Evan Neal and Aiden Hutchinson. One offense, one defense. They're the two best in the league. I would love to have either one of them. We're not going to get either one of them. So now you got to get smart again. We have one mock draft picking a quarterback. Wow. Are you kidding me?
That was Keith. That was NewJersey.com.
What's his name? Kenny Pickett.
The guy who just hurt his leg. The guy who just hurt his leg, right?
But that means he's Daniel Jones part 2. He's not a top 10 quarterback. You don't draft this guy in the first round.
Yeah.
It's the same. It'd be the same.
What was the NewJersey.com that I sent over? I
forget what you said, but when I mentioned it to Timmy last week or the week before, I can't remember which week it was. I said it was NewJersey.com, and then Keith sent a link to NewJersey.com about something else the other day.
Yeah, it's everything NewJersey.com is like, it's like reading the Inquirer of sports. So, it's ridiculous how much they just kind of lean out on the edge and make things up.
The editor's nephew writing stories backwards,
basically
in the dark.
In the dark. Rodriguez, Daniel Jones. Do you think that whoever this head coach is it the same type of a deal where if you bring in a GM and they don't want to be delayed by a year, so they want their own head coach? Is it going to be? Do you foresee Daniel Jones starting the season as the Giants' starting quarterback? You know, obviously a lot of things have to happen between now and then. But what are your thoughts on that?
Who else are you going to bring in? You're going to bring another guy off somebody else's squad, another guy that's just been cut and it's just floating out there.
Like a stopgap.
Daniel Jones can do a good job if he just protect the kid. Look at Tannehill. Tannehill, man. Are you kidding me? Did you think that Tannehill was great? He was a wide receiver, converted into a quarterback. Honestly, he learned on the job. He gets protected now. So what? Guess what? If you protect the quarterback, he's gonna be at halftime to throw the ball. He's gonna be able to make plays. He's gonna give you yardage.
The one
he's gonna
seed
do all
he
those
got.
wonderful things. All those wonderful things. You know,
They
Just
got the one
protect the
seed.
guy.
This is
Yeah.
a guy who is
So-
banished from another team for
Banished
sucking.
from the Dolphins, from the sucky Dolphins are telling him he's not good enough. And that's when they weren't good enough to block a line, to have a line either. So now they have it. And now this Tua is actually decent. But, you know, it's Daniel Jones, unless his neck is a really bad, it's going to be something, you know, life-threatening for him, you know, or life-altering for him. If he can play football, I like Daniel Jones. I think he can make all the throws. I think if he just has protection, he's going to make all the plays.
He's
It
made
would be
some brilliant throws in the few years.
Bring
Results
in a
aren't there,
veteran.
obviously.
Bring in a veteran quarterback to back him up. You know, as stupid as it sounds, Fitzpatrick would be perfect for us to back up Daniel Jones because he can come in with energy, do the things that he needs to do, maybe win 2 out of 4 games.
And not give a shit.
His
and
name
not
is
give a shit.
Fitzmagic.
And Daniel comes back. Whatever you want to call him, but somebody like that.
I have that solution, by the way. They should pack up Daniel Jones like a kid going to camp and send him to the Manning Academy this year. Like a little boy, pack his suitcase for him, pack his jammies, stick him in a room with some 17-year-old kid. Say, Daniel, you're gonna learn from the Manning family on how to be a football player. Send him to it. Why not? No Teddy Bridgewater, Frank Terzio.
No, what are you doing, Terzio?
By the way, Terzio, I'd like to congratulate you on
your boy.
making it 45 minutes before mentioning the Yankees. Congratulations. I think that's a record for you.
Did he? Oh, he did.
Congratulations. That's a personal record for you.
Why are we talking about the Yankees?
That's what he does.
What is wrong with Terzio?
Terzio is, he's feisty. He attacks out there.
Well, it's because the Yankees
Keith.
are the second team in New York now. He's a little upset. What's up?
Keith.
By the Giants?
The squirrel. Reel you back in. All right, Keith.
Don't forget, Keith. He's got to represent. It's only right.
What about Saquon?
What about him? Listen.
Do you pack? Do you trade him for picks?
Okay. Here's the deal. Okay, my firm belief. He'd be the deal. And I'm a Giants fan, so I have a certain philosophy when it comes to football. I'm hearing background noise. I was like,
everybody froze.
What happened?
It sounded like somebody speaking all logical too. It was like, somebody's on.
That's what threw us off.
Yeah, so here's the deal. So when it comes to Giants football and all the years of me watching Giants football, there's one thing that I firmly believe in, and it's a belief that has been brought to me by watching the Giants and their successes and failures.
What
running
successes?
backs? Successes and their failures.
Success?
To 86, 90, 2000, even though we lost. I mean, I can go on, right? 2007, 2011. So there's 2 things, right? There is how to win and how not to win. How to win is running backs and wide receivers mean nothing. Offensive lines make a good running back.
Apologize to all the running backs. And
good quarterbacks make good wide receivers. Yes, those wide receivers and running backs have to have talent on their own, but without the foundation of the offensive line and without the foundation of the quarterback behind the offensive line, wide receivers and running backs mean nothing on that team. So if we have to spend a whole lot of money to keep Saquon Barkley, I say no. No, sorry. I like Saquon a whole bunch.
Well, you don't have to next year.
I thought he was free this year. But either way, my theory, and my philosophy and feelings are still the same, that you don't spend a whole lot of money on wide receivers and running backs. You just don't. Because if you have trouble on the line, on the offensive line, it doesn't matter who your wide receivers and running backs are. They are irrelevant. So bottom line is, long story short, Saquon Barkley, if we get him for cheap, we'll keep him. If not, unfortunately, farewell. And I hope he does great somewhere in the AFC West.
Timmy? Timmy, what are your thoughts on Saquon?
Yeah, like you said, I think the running back can be replaced very easily, to be honest with you. But I would like to give him a shot behind a good offensive line. We have not seen what this kid can do yet, not since Penn State. Between injuries and it's just a shitty line or shitty Shermer.
Rookie season, 2,000 yards.
Rookie season,
shitty.
great, yeah.
And that's it.
Okay, we thought our line was shitty then.
I know.
It wasn't that bad compared to what we have now.
That's the greatest line of all time compared to what we had this year. So I would like to see what he can do if by the trade deadline it's another screwed up year. But he's having a good year. I would probably trade him. Honestly, I probably would trade him to get those picks, to get whatever the hell we need. But I want to see what he can do next year. Just like Daniel Jones, I want to see what they can do behind not even a good offensive line, a decent offensive line. Let's see what he can do. Because Barry Sanders retired a long time ago. There's no Barry Sanders coming anymore. He was the greatest running back ever with no line. That shit don't exist anymore.
I want you to take some painkillers, Tim, because it's going to hurt. Okay. I want you to say that Frank Terzio's comment that's up on the screen makes a lot of sense. Let me hear it.
I was going to say it's his best sports-related comment.
Come on, Tim. You can do it. I believe in you, brother.
No, it's true.
So for those on the audio
side. Baby. Screw you, Frank. Sorry, buddy.
Terzio says, I've been watching football for 30 years, and I've never seen how impatient clubs are when they draft a quarterback. When you draft a quarterback, you got to make sure that your offensive lineman is protecting your quarterback. That's your first priority. 1,000%. 1,000%
yeah,
true.
And all the
he knows.
Joking aside, Frank, that's absolutely right. Yep.
He knows because the Jets gave up on one after 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
Now there's not another one. Now if this kid don't work out, another quarterback in 3 years. So
yeah, but a quarterback is a 4 to 5 year investment. Honestly, if you draft a kid, it takes them at least that long to figure out all the packages or the defensive things that they're throwing at them. It takes some time, And if you have a terrible offensive line where the kid basically almost gets his neck broken, how is he ever going to learn?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Can we address Raul's comment real quick? Because I just real quick. Yeah, okay. He's been acting like a ballerina. I'll pop it up. Okay. Sorry, Froch. I got you. Yeah, Barkley is a ballerina and he doesn't attack the running plays. He has no room to attack any running plays. He has to be a ballerina because from the get, as soon as he touches the ball, he's surrounded.
They're in the backfield before the snap.
It's like Dog Day Afternoon, and he's in the bank, and the cops are all over the place. He got nowhere to go. That's another old reference. Sorry, guys, I'm aging myself. But with the offensive line, he could do way better. And I believe in him. I think he's going to be good if he has an offensive line. I just don't think we should invest in him in lieu of getting an offensive line or defensive line.
He has no confidence. He has no confidence in that line.
Yeah,
so he's not going to run hard. He runs gingerly. He's looking for a hole, trying to make sure that his other knee doesn't get broken or
absolutely, Rodriguez. Yeah, he probably shits his pants every time he runs towards that line. Like I got nobody in here.
Honestly.
Well, you guys, it was me and Farachi. I said one week, and this is exactly how I said. There's certain women who don't understand football. They'll just say, "Why does that guy take the ball and run into the back of those guys and fall down?" That's how some women see football. But that's exactly what the Giants did this year. Barkley's like, I'm going to run the ball. I'm falling down now. Run into the back of the guy, and I'm dead. That's exactly what it looked like.
He did it in the last game. You could see it in the last game.
It's shameful.
So John Gonzalez mentioned Mitch Trubisky. Is that as a backup? Because I don't want Mitch Trubisky.
No.
Is that actually a person anymore for the NFL?
He's actually the Bills' backup
that's
quarterback.
Buffalo's backup. He might have a ring this year. You never know.
He's going to get a ring.
I don't know if do you guys hear Ruger? Hold on. Ruger was giving comments on it, but I don't know if you heard it.
We know.
He was saying Mitch Trubisky should go F himself.
And Ruger knows.
All right. So you got the GM search going on right now. Hopefully that's done within a week or so, because you got to start these interviews on the head coach, because like we said at the forefront, ton of openings, ton of candidates, and we don't want to be left with ABC douche over here, going with another 4-win season into next year. Are there Timmy, you mentioned that a few weeks back that there's five guys that you would say, all right, let's keep these 5, and the rest can go along their merry way? Who are those 5?
Daniel Jones, I want to see what he can do.
Yes.
Barkley, I want to see what he can do.
Yeah.
Leonard Williams, which shockingly a year later I'm actually saying to keep him. But when he's on, he's on. When he's on. He can play. He can. Xavier McKinney, I think he's probably the best pick Gettleman had in the past 4 years. He can play linebacker, safety. He can play over it. And I would like to re-sign Jabril Peppers. I don't think we're done with him. Those are my 5 guys.
You almost forget about him.
Everyone else can go fuck themselves for all I care. I think every other guy there is just a big, huge question mark. Like, no one's afraid of these guys. No one's afraid of the Giants pass rusher. No one's afraid of anybody on the Giants defense. No one's afraid of the offense. It's a shame, but that's how it's got to be.
What do you think of Andrew Thomas?
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what?
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep Andrew Thomas definitely. I would definitely keep him.
Yeah, he's a bright spot.
One on the line. That's good. That's worth anything.
Those are my 6.
Well,
those are my
maybe
6, maybe
Sean. What's his name? Lemieux. I think
Mario?
right. He's been Mary Lemieux.
Shane
Hockey
Lemieux.
player?
Yeah, he scores a lot of goals for the other team. Shane Lemieux. I think he's been pretty good too. But and to me, I like Andrew Thomas. I think he can anchor down a go forward line.
I like your 5, Tim. I wish I could choose a wide receiver to keep on this team, but there's nothing, right? Rodriguez. I mean,
Shepard's gone because of the money. He's gone.
I don't know.
Right.
What about Tony?
Shepard should have been cut like 3 years ago.
He's got 17 different injuries every single year. If it's
Every
not the ankle, it's the quad. If it's not the quad,
What
then
about
it's the
Kadarius
knee.
Tony?
So Kadarius Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, I've said this a couple times. He had one good game, and we don't know anything else out of him.
But it's not. But if you watch the way he runs his routes, I like him a lot. I
do
like him.
I just think that he's on a team that is not throwing the ball properly, that does not have protection for a quarterback, and then had their starting quarterback ripped out from under them in week 11.
Well, and also unfair that he did have that breakout game, and then everybody elevated him. He's gonna be great. He's gonna be this. He's gonna be. They talked about him being what's his name from the Chiefs? Number 10. Tyreek Hill. So they compared him to him, but he had one game, and then he got injured. He was out. COVID twice. He wants to be a rapper. I don't know if this guy's gonna pan out. I don't know where his where does he want to end up? Does he want to end up being a football player for the next 10 years, or does he want to go straight to a rap career?
You can't judge anybody offensively. You can't judge the wide receivers. You really can't judge. You can't judge. No, I keep saying that. You can't judge really Barkley so much because they don't have time to do anything. They take 2 steps and a cut, and Daniel Jones is already getting sacked. You can't. The players
What about
never
Galladay?
ever. Galladay, I would cut him right now.
Galladay had no touchdowns. There were offensive linemen that scored touchdowns this year.
Well, the cap is his enemy. The cap is his
enemy.
enemy.
Didn't I say Daniel Jones is our best
right?
runner?
I think you're right.
I told you guys when I went to the Giants-Falcons game, I watched Tony more than I watched. But the kid's got the skills. The kid's got the quickness off the line. He will break a lot of necks, but you got to design plays for that. Like I watched him more than I watched what was going on with the ball because I was amazed at how he would get open. I was amazed how he ran his routes. The kid is going to be good. He's going to be good. As long as he stops rapping and stops that. He just stop that bullshit right now. Because if he's going to start talking about rapping, cut him. Cut him. Because he's going to be a distraction. He's going to be OBJ, 2.0.
Did you mention this other kid? What's his name? The cornerback, Jackson? I think.
Adoree
Jackson. Yep.
So I'd limit it to 5. Maybe we could have gone 7. But it's a 53-man roster.
I probably could go to 10. I probably could go to 10, but I'm just saying,
That's the thing with football. There's a lot of players, so you can take a team and say, this team sucks, and you could take 10 players, keep them, and rebuild around them, and make a great team. Because
I still like Julian Love. I think he's a great slot corner. Adoree Jackson is pretty good. It's just like I said, if I had to pick my 5 or my 6, Those are my 5 or my 6 guys that I would
I'm
take.
done with that Evan Ingram. I mean,
He's gone.
whatever.
Oh,
He's
God.
He's gone. He's going to sign somewhere else.
So much, talent and so
He's gonna go
many
to Kansas
drops.
City and kill people and go berserk and team up with the other white guy
him
that's
and
in Kansas
Kelsey?
City. And
The
Kelsey.
two tight end set with Ingram
Jesus
and
Christ.
Kelsey.
It'll be easier for him. He won't get hurt all the time. Crybaby.
John, I would love to have Justin Herbert, but I also think that even as good as he's been, I don't know what would happen to him behind a line like the Giants.
John, look at me.
He'd die.
He'd be dead. He'd be dead right now if he was behind our offensive line. Dead Herbert. That'd be his name.
Now, who should have taken Herbert was the Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
That's what should have happened.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 is a really tough pick. I'm just gonna throw names out there to play devil's advocate and start a conversation, but I can't argue with Tim's top 5. I can't.
I'll throw Thomas in there for 6. Let me get a 6. Nice
I
even
think he's got to be there.
He does.
Well, so, Terzio, you mentioned Victor Cruz as if you knew that I had an article about Victor Cruz up here that I wanted to bring up. That's a little creepy.
Who's Victor Cruz again? Isn't he the guy that caught the 99-yard touchdown against the Jets?
Yeah, baby.
Love Victor Cruz.
So Cruz was asked about
on Christmas Eve.
Daniel Jones. No, he was also asked about the QB sneak.
Oh God.
So he was asked about the QB sneak, what he felt about it. And he said, "I would feel terrible about that as a player. I want to compete. I'm a competitor. Most football guys are. You want to go out and compete for your team, no matter what the score is, no matter what your record is. You want to go out there and prove that you belong in this league, not just for you, but for the other 31 teams in the league." Then the last quote that I'll pick out here is on Daniel Jones. He said, "It's tough for me. I understand he's been there X amount of years, and we've seen a healthy dose of him. But I don't think I don't know if we've seen a healthy enough dose with a good offensive line. The O-line has not been a unified front for quite some time, and they need to get back to a strong offensive line unit to see what they've got in Jones. I think they know what they have from a skill set perspective, but in terms of that winnability factor, you need an offensive line."
Amen, Victor. Amen. I'm going to salsa on the subway platform tomorrow. You, my friend.
I mean, not just me, everybody on this podcast, but what the hell have I been saying since day one of this podcast? I mean, you win in the trenches, people.
You've never
and
said
our
that,
trenches
Keith.
have been shit.
I don't remember you ever saying that.
No, that's new.
It was a word of the day, a word of the week. Trenches, remember?
We've all said it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. We haven't done that in a while. Your word of the week.
No, we haven't. And it's the end of the season, so we'll start that next year.
Do you think? Yeah. So, Rodriguez, is there? I don't see anybody. But do you can anything come to your mind about who, in addition to what Timmy said, should be kept? I think Timmy. I think
should be cut. Keep. Should be kept.
Yeah, that should be kept.
Oh no, Timmy's dead on. He's dead on. Who's number 59 on defense?
Carter. No, Carter's 58. Was Carter 59?
He had 9 sacks this year. Number 59 on the Giants, by the way. So I think I keep him. I forgot I didn't see his name, but everybody else.
That's because it's Carter, right?
Carter, Tim. Yeah.
He had like 9 sacks. I keep him. He's fairly decent. I mean, 9 sacks is not to sneeze at.
Yes, he was, John. Yes, he was.
Second round bust.
Terzio has a wooden back scratcher. Why do you got to show your age, Terzio? Let it go, man.
Send Terzio the link to where you guys got that back scratcher.
You can get 6 of these in one box for $4. Go on Amazon, Terzio. Help yourself.
Use a computer.
All right, so I don't think that I don't see. I've been trying to see if there's any news coming out of the Giants of for whatever news we can potentially expect from the Giants, but nothing right now. We do know that they interviewed.
Why didn't they? I have a question for you guys. Why didn't they get rid of Judge the same day they got rid of?
I don't think that Mara was convinced of it. I said earlier, I don't know if it was, I think it was before you joined, but I firmly believe if it was Mara as the sole owner of this team, for whatever reason, that he would have kept Judge at least for another year. I think he really respects Belichick's philosophy, way of thinking, and he gave him a tremendous high praise coming from Belichick for Judge.
Why is Belichick our consultant? Why are we paying him consulting fees? Honestly, why? He's not even on our team. He's a coach. He's the coach of the Patriots. He's the coach of another team. Why do you even care what he says? It's not even. It's just like you gotta use your brain, man. You gotta have football people there. Where are the football people on the Giants now? Where? We have enough money to get them. Why don't we just get them?
Like the great philosopher Whitney Houston said, I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, no matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. So
she also said crack is whack.
We should stop taking Joe Judge as somebody that we believe in and walk away because somebody from another team, from another organization says that he's a good guy. No, follow your own philosophy. Stop it. Just stop it. Believe in the children of the future.
Hiya, Bill Cowher. Hiya, Bill Cowher.
I don't think Bill Cowher wants to coach. He's been out of it for so long. But primarily, if we have another choice, I don't want to look at his mouth and jawline for a whole year.
Oh, dude!
That's
a football play. A football coach.
His Sergeant Slaughter jawline.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I'm gonna put on my Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter had me in a sleeper hold. I'm gonna start posting that up.
Did he spit on you?
When you look down the sideline, you see him standing like that with that sticking out. Yo, that's coach.
I'll take Brian Flores. He's from Brooklyn. You don't do what you're supposed to be doing. We're gonna go in the back and we're gonna throw down.
I think you're gonna lose that one.
The one Raul said Tish had to step in and say something. I don't know where you saw that, but that's what I was thinking because
I did see something like that. I don't know where I read it
today. That Tish finally woke up from his nap, whatever he's saying. Listen, it's got to stop. It's got to stop what you've been doing, and get rid of them. Just like I think Tish also was kind of rumored to be. He was the one who said, "Why are you letting Gettleman retire? You should have fired his ass 3 weeks ago."
Yes.
And you probably have your GM by now instead of doing a nice thing and let him retire. No, fuck that fat fuck. Excuse me, Tergio. They should have fired his ass. They should have given him a nice. Oh, see ya on the way out. Here's a watch. Here's a flower. No, fire his ass for being a shithole for the past 4 years.
You want a retirement gift? I got a retirement gift for you. A size 13 Timberland up your fucking ass.
Yeah.
Get out.
And how about you take some of the money back that you ruined with our cap? How about that?
I told I text my son and my grandson yesterday, hey, get him in. He's fired, this and that. My grandson responds, no, he retired. I said, let me explain it to you, boy. Yeah, well, and that's true, and it's unfortunate. He's young, he don't know better, but it's unfortunate. That's the image they're trying to create. He went out gracefully. He don't deserve to go out gracefully, bro. You blew it. You sucked. There's nothing graceful about what you did to my team. Take your grace and leave. Yeah, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. Peace.
Where did he come from?
Never hire a Boston guy. Never hire a
Carolina.
Boston guy. But he came from Carolina, yeah.
And you know what he did up there? He screwed the whole program up.
He's a Boston guy. You hear his accent?
Come on.
The Boston Walrus.
Yeah, the Boston Walrus.
Get him.
He passed Pat Conway. He packs his car in the yard.
Pack the cat.
It's like a turd. It's like a turd in suspenders.
You don't drink coffee. You drink coffee, bro.
He looks like, remember those toys when you were a kid with the holes and you put the Play-Doh up and the hair would come out? That's what he looks like. Those little round boobly things with the Play-Doh that come through the head. That's
one of my most favorite Christmas gifts ever was my brother bought me thumb wrestlers, Roddy Piper, and I think it was Hulk Hogan. Remember those old thumb wrestlers?
Mm-hmm. Hulk Hogan was so cool. This is a Giants podcast.
Yeah. It's not WWF. It's a Giants podcast.
So my son asked me because he chimed in a little bit last week, Adrian, And so he said to me right before we started the show, he's like, "Should I watch your show tonight?" I was like, "No, not tonight. Not tonight, Adrian. No, don't do it tonight.
Too many bad words
Maybe
today.
some screaming and yelling, all that stuff."
And it's not Farachi. That's not the F word we're using.
Yeah, the I was gonna say before the one quote that Mara made today was that I thought was weird, and maybe this had something to do with the timing. But he said, "I kept thinking we had hit rock bottom." So every single week he thought this is the worst week ever for this football team, and did nothing. And then the following week, guess what happened? The worst week ever for this football team, and he kept waiting to hit rock bottom.
Basically,
to get better.
yeah. Basically, we're drug addicts. We have to wait till he hit rock bottom before he can do something about it. All right, well that's a good sign then, because I guess this is rehab, not rebuild. We're not going through a rebuild. We're going through rehab. That's what we're going to go through now.
Kind of how I see how Mara's been handling the team in the last 5 years, especially this year, but definitely within the last 5, maybe a couple of years beyond that, is how Met fans are, right? So, like, the Mets make a trade, and we trade for some washed-up guy that used to be good, who's supposed to be good again because he's being healthy. And I know this is a Giant show, Faraj, but it fits in, trust me. And as Met fans, because before Steve Cohen, we'd be like, oh, this is good. This is so positive. We'd find the bright side in everything because we had no choice. Difference in this scenario is Mara went ahead and found the bright side in everything. He got attached to players, attached to people, attached to coaches, and didn't make a business decision, which he should have made a lot sooner in many scenarios, not just this year. But the difference is he had a choice because he is the owner. He's the principal owner. He's the majority owner. And he decided to get attached to these people and tank the team in the name of his feelings, and it's just stupid. As
should have
fans,
fired him after game 12.
I agree.
All of them. Gettleman, Judge.
I mean,
everybody.
Judge, I was still on the fence about, but I think after Chicago, I would have fired Judge.
And even he lose 29-3 to the Bears.
And he went on some weird, like really weird rant. Like it was almost like
minutes.
It was almost like an 11-minute weird rant. It was almost like a rant that you screwed up. Your wife's leaving you, but you're fighting with every lie you have to keep your marriage alive.
He's like a little kid who doesn't have a response. He's like, Judge, tell me about that Bear game. Oh, the Redskins suck. and their field is terrible. It's like, what are you talking about?
Chicken nuggets aren't really chicken. Wait, what?
Your ass is whooped by the Bears. We're talking about the Redskins. And then what do? You piss off the Redskins for the following week, and you can't beat them either.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, Terzio, they used to.
Of course, it's better looking Terzio. We're all men.
They used to practice right here, Rodriguez. I don't know if you years probably like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. The lingerie football team down here used to practice there. So I've heard. I don't know.
Did they also do the Puppy Bowl down here?
Where?
At Central Park, but that's gone now. I think that's all.
Central Park's in New York. You're in Florida. So what do you mean down here?
Central Park in Plantation, Florida.
Okay, you need to specify because that's the fake, phony Central Park. And I live in Florida for a long time, but phony baloney.
I'm sure there's a bunch of Central Parks out there now. Next year, so our great record, our great record this year has given us these opponents for next season. At home,
we should play Detroit 5 times.
We got the Bears
again. Goddamn Bears again.
We got the Lions.
There we go, baby.
Who will beat us?
That's 2-0.
We got the best non-playoff team in the world, in the Indianapolis Colts.
Ooh,
0-3.
We got the Houston Texans.
0-4.
Probably a
loss.
Well, Deshaun Watson will be on Miami by then, so yeah, I'll say.
I think so. I think you could book that now. The Panthers.
0-5.
The Baltimore Ravens.
0-6.
The Dallas Cowboys.
0-7.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
What? 1-7.
Oh, we're gonna beat them. They're in the playoffs this year. We're gonna beat them they're in the playoffs with 3 first-round picks too.
Coming.
Jeez.
Yeah,
right. And then Washington, whatever the fuck your name is gonna be next year.
2-7.
Generals?
All right. So we have an advantage. We have 9 home games next year.
Woo!
Okay. Now, where do we go on the road? We go. Let's get the obvious ones out of the way. Washington, Philadelphia, and the Cowboys. Those are 4 away games. Then, well, we don't know in what order this is, but we will be playing in Seattle next year. Maybe it's going to be Russell Wilson's return to Seattle against the Seahawks.
Oh,
Look at Tim's got fumes coming out of his ear.
Hey, for a 7th round pick, I'll take it.
The Tennessee Titans, the number 1 seed in the AFC this year.
How did that happen anyway? But yeah.
Ryan Tannehill. You guys gave up on him too soon.
Not me.
I just don't think it was the right situation.
Let's go
here.
Dolphins.
Jacksonville. Road trip?
I'll be right back. Oh, let's do that. I got to step away, guys. I'll be right back.
Wait, we're almost done.
I got to step away.
He's got poop.
You got to pee.
I do. I got to drop a load.
Really nice.
Okay, Jacksonville. Then we're also going to Minnesota.
That's a road trip. Boy.
I'm not saying anything. I'm literally not saying anything.
Well, Timmy's like 0-17. And then I don't know what quarterback we'll be playing, but we will be going to Green Bay at some point. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback there, but
Aaron Rodgers.
But Rodgers did.
Why would he not be?
Rodgers did. Did you hear his comment about the Giants with their quarterback sneak? 3rd and 9?
Oh yeah, and he's 100% right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like Pat McAfee should have just said, well, you're Aaron Rodgers. Nobody's asking you to do that anyway in any situation. But he basically said, you know, if anybody asked me to do a QB sneak on 3rd and 9 from my own 6, it ain't happening. I'm not doing it.
You think Eli? I think even Eli, shy little Eli, would have said, "I'm not doing that."
Are you sure?
I
think Eli would be like,
nah. Eli would have
sure?
done it. Eli would have done it. Though.
He would have knocked on the thing, going, "Is this on?" I don't think that's correct, Coach. I don't think that's right.
He would have that face like.
And he would have called. He would have called timeout. Ran over to the sideline and said, "Did I hear that right? Did I hear that at least?" At least he would have fought. Jake Fromm is not going to fight nobody. Jake Fromm is just happy to be
just
there.
happy to be alive. He's
just happy.
Is he?
Yeah. Yes. Happy to have a jersey. I like that.
He's
I like
in New
that.
York.
All right. Well, I was trying to get Keith to stay because I think we can close it out now.
Why is Aaron Rodgers going to make the Giants a mockery? Why?
Meaning he's gonna kill? He's gonna destroy us next year. 37-10.
All right. No shame in that.
5-12, Raul. That is. Well, we don't know what our roster is gonna look like. Maybe we'll go 5-12.
Look, there's no shame in losing to Aaron Rodgers. There's major shame in losing to the Bears 29-3. There's a big difference.
Jacksonville.
Big difference. Yeah.
What did the Undertaker say during the invasion? There's no harm. There's no something about going out and fighting and losing, but you got to go out there and fight, and that's what we just didn't do.
Nope, they didn't.
I'm scared of Lions, Tersey. I'm going to tell you right now. I think the
Lions are a decent team. I hate to break it to everybody.
They were in most of their games, and Keith, I don't know if you heard the away teams: Seattle, Tennessee, Jacksonville. I think that's where you left. Minnesota, and Green Bay, and then of course our 3 division rivals.
We'd probably lose to all of them except Green Bay just because it doesn't make any sense. But you know, it's really hard, and it's true because when the Giants are bad, as a matter of fact, when the Giants are good, their wins and losses don't make sense. But it's really hard to make any type of prediction.
Well, the Super Bowl, yeah, you're right. They got swept by the Redskins.
Yeah,
both years they won the Super Bowl.
So we don't know what our team's
don't draw us into
like,
that.
so.
Don't get us in trouble with any groups out there. We're not taking that route that you just said in that comment.
No, I mean, and the Yankees just hired.
Tim, don't entertain it. Don't.
Yankees
I'm not saying a word.
A low A-ball coach.
What'd he say?
He wants to see Aaron Boone. He's obsessed with Aaron Boone, by the way. He's a fucking closet Yankee fan. I don't care what anyone says. Closet Yankee fan. He's obsessed.
It might be true, Tim, because I could really care less about Aaron Boone. I mean,
exactly.
Honestly, I don't care at all. Zero.
You worry about your team. You don't worry about any other team. That's the whole point. But he can't stop. He's obsessed. Just admit it. You want to wear pinstripes next year, Terzio. I'm gonna get a jersey and hang it behind me that says Terzio.
Oh no,
63.
Oh, no.
That would be
That's
good.
how old you are, right? 63. You said 63 jersey on the back.
Oh, no.
For Empire 161
Wow.
next year. I'm coming back.
Terzio lives in your head, huh, Timmy?
No,
No.
he's
He
just
lives
one of
in the
those guys. Yeah, he lives in the comments.
But I think predictions are better set for our pregame shows because
for sure.
I mean
No,
our
I just wanted to
preseason
throw out
shows.
the opponents
I wanted to make
because
a
we don't
prediction.
even have dates and weeks.
He
and
wanted
what-
to
We have
make you
no
miserable.
clue.
That's all.
And
I
our
don't know who our
predictions always
GM is,
suck
our
when it comes to the
coaches, our
Giants.
quarterback. I don't know anything about the Giants.
I think out of the four of us, out of the 4 full seasons now that we've been doing the show, I don't think any of us have predicted less than 7 or 8 victories for the Giants. And every
I think
year,
one year I predicted
maybe, perhaps
when we saw Eli.
next year we should all go, 2-15, 3-13, and see what the hell they do for us. Maybe they'll
Reverse
surprise
jinx
us.
them.
Reverse it,
Reverse
baby.
jinx them.
All right.
I mean, we were fair though, dude. 7 wins is not. You're not asking for a lot.
Well, yeah, because
bro.
you split the
we
division
were
games, and then
Seven wins next year. But if you play like men and you go out and try, I'm happy with that next year. I'm happy.
I want to see our guys doing what the other teams do. There's guys on other teams that are not great defenders, but when they come at you with the fist punch to knock the ball out, that's what they're good at. But our guys, they don't do it. They don't go the extra mile, and that's another reason why they just clean house, coaching staff, and all.
That's coaching.
Yeah, Red Rodriguez.
Yes,
All right, so for the final time this season, let's go round robin, and talk about some final words on this disaster of a team. But as a reminder, the last thing that they did, as negative as it was for one person, it was a positive thing for all of us because it means that there's still somebody within the Giants organization that knows how to handle a football organization. So, Timmy, and that bright spot is obviously firing somebody.
Wonderful.
I whisper because, karma. But, Timmy, any closing remarks here for these New York Football Giants fans out there?
I'm just going to play GM real quick, and I'm taking that number 5 pick, and I'm trading up. Mix that with a couple late-round picks next year, maybe this year, and to get one of the top guys. I'm talking about Evan Neal or Aiden Hutchinson. Those 2 guys can change your franchise.
We need
2
a fishy
guys.
GM.
Yes, that's what we need. We need a guy to make a blockbuster deal without sacrificing the future. That's what'll be. One of those 2 guys will help us turn this team around quicker than later. Just be smart about it, guys. Just don't do anything stupid. But look, we had a shitty year. We had a shitty 5 years. But I love my team. Go Giants. Love you guys. It's been a blast doing the show with you guys as always.
It's like the meme of the old guy holding the umbrella. Just because I'm mad doesn't mean I don't love you no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Laris.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dig too hard into what I've been saying all year. Line. So I want to see us not only draft
Not the
smart,
white lines.
going through your mind, base. I don't want to see. I don't want to see us. You're making that song stuck in my head now. I don't want to see us go through the whole year just kind of stuck on this nonsense again. I want to see at least a foundation. If we're going to have a losing year, I want to have a losing year with some positives. There's really no positives from this year. I want to have a losing year like, okay, well, we didn't do well, but hey, we were 3rd in the league in sacks, and our quarterback had the 4th most passing time in the pocket. Great. That means we need accent tools. We need a couple of receivers at that point and things like that. I want to see the Giants approach as smart. I hope Mara has learned his lesson because he has really run his team poorly. And so I want to see some miracle of us getting out of this cap disaster we're in. Miracle starts with getting out of this cap disaster, and first and secondly, drafting properly on the O&D lines.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at.
Find guys that stay on the field. Find some skilled players that'll stay on the field. and don't get killed every week. Just do what Timmy says. Take those two top 10 picks and turn it into something. Get a guy that's gonna make you feel like this guy can win the game for us, whether it's on defense, at the skill position, because normally offensive line guys are not like heroes or the greatest guys in the, oh my God, we got this great offense. But get a guy on defense that can attack. Get some quality offensive line guys. Get a new staff to keep these guys. Put Keith in there. Freak it. What the heck? Keith and Timmy, what the hell? Guys, just beat somebody up.
That's
Get
advertising money for the website.
Absolutely. Do something like that. That would be it. That would be great, man. But just pick wisely, man. But it's all going to depend on who the GM and who the coach are, because they have to get along and they have to have the same mindset. What's our offensive scheme? We don't know. 2 yards and cut to the right. I mean, what were they doing? Little slants like that all day on Saturday. What the offensive coach? He was terrible. I mean, everything was terrible. So blow it up. Get 5 picks for those 2 top 10 picks and do something. Do something. At least have guys that will be on the field.
I can play.
There it is. Look.
I can play. Yeah. I can play.
Get in there.
Get in there, Timmy. Get in there, Timmy. Go play.
Look at what Terzio said. The Giants don't need a new quarterback. They need offensive linemen, and you will see great things happen. So, yeah, Terzio sees.
That's new.
What's going on with Terzio?
Yeah, right. But even Terzio's admitting that.
Not like anyone on this show's been saying that for 4 years.
Giants got the skills.
Let him have one, Timmy. Let him have one.
No,
he even kills him.
No.
He kills him on a good comment.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, we did not do well at all this season or last year or the year before that. So obviously that there's a shit ton of stuff to get done this off season. Starts with a GM and works its way down. And I really do think that Daniel Jones can be a good quarterback in this league. And when you talk about injuries, we got to get better with that. But the one thing I will say about the injuries is that the team that had to use the most amount of players this year are the Tennessee Titans, and they are the number 1 seed in the AFC. Yep. So that shows that that they have the depth. So not only do you have to get the guys, but you got to get the depth, especially in football, because injuries are just bound to happen. But you got to get that, take that into consideration as well. So, Timmy.
Yes, Sergio, we'll be back. We're coming back. Now the football's winding down. We're bringing the wrestling show back. And Eric's not farming anymore. we're coming back.
Hey, Timmy, shooting the Sith.
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow sometime. Don't know when.
Oh yeah.
What's the topics? Any particular topics on that call?
Book of Boba Fett.
This is not work, Keith. Not a call.
We're just doing Book of Boba Fett right now.
Do you have an agenda, Tim? I need to prepare for your call.
Book of Boba Fett, right?
Book of Boba Fett, episode 3.
I got to get on that show. I love your show, and I have not been able to get on just because work is insane. But Book of Boba Fett is awesome. If hopefully I'll be able to join tomorrow. I'll text you if I am. Send me a link.
Rodriguez,
whatever you want.
I know you're a big Star Wars guy. You've been checking it out, enjoying it.
I don't want to watch it because I want to watch all of them.
You want to binge?
Really love them, but I have watched. I gave them. I watched the first two.
You tapped out.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I had to do it. What's her name? Michelle? Is it Michelle Yeoh? What's the name of the girl?
She's on
Mandalorian.
She was on Shield and she was on Shield.
Yeah, Ming-Hua.
Ming-Hua.
Boba Fett's sidekick.
Fantastic.
Fennec Shand, yeah.
Fighter. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say side piece.
And and this is not that show, but just a quick preview, right, Tim? I mean, there's a lot of critics out there and Star Wars critics can be harsh, who are giving a lot of negatives about that show. But I mean, I think the show is pretty dope. I mean, especially how they got into the Tusken. I never liked the Tusken Raider. I like him now. So watch
Yeah.
Book of Boba
Yeah.
with an open mind and stop with your stupid expectations. Okay.
Stupid.
Yeah,
You and your stupid expectations.
No, because people go to the show. This is what should be in a show, and you should do this on a show. No, sit back, shut up, and enjoy the story for what the presenter of the story and writer of the story is trying to show you. And
which, by the way, is Jon Favreau, Dave
amazing,
Filoni, and Robert Rodriguez is directing all these. It's not like it's some schmuck off the street,
right? But people go in there and be like, "Well, you should have this," and you stop with the "you should," stop with your expectations, and just enjoy what the artist is bringing to you.
I agree.
So we should stop doing the Giants and the
because we got to be
and
really
all these
critical.
shows then?
No,
Watch Shooting the Sith.
It doesn't count.
different.
It's not. It doesn't count towards us.
It's
I don't
totally
got that.
different.
Okay.
Totally. All right.
different.
We appreciate everybody watching this season. We'll obviously keep you up to date on the We Stomped You Out Facebook group. So join that if you haven't already. And we'll obviously we'll keep you posted on who the new GM is and who the new head coach is and what the thought process is going forward. And then if you want to continue watching some football stuff from popculturepros.com, tomorrow night on Sportsmanlike Conduct, and we'll be with you throughout the playoffs. And then we'll have that all-important draft day special on Sportsmanlike Conduct, where I promise you, if the Giants don't go the route Timmy wants, you'll see some quality entertainment.
I am going to be drunk that day.
All right. For everybody here, we will see you guys next year. Hopefully a brand spanking new team with new founded 4 or 5 or 6 win expectations. Until then.
Let's go Knicks.
Peace out, everybody.